Would you please welcome a member of the Lansdowne Club for, I think, 15 to 17 years, a bloke who doesn't put politics between him and a drink, the Premier Barry O'Farrell.
Thank you, David. Thank you, Peter Brennan, for again giving me the opportunity to be here. It's something I look forward to every year, although I've been coming so long that I do remember when politicians weren't given a voice at these events. So you can always ask him next year. This is a day, as David O'Cosh has said, when everyone seeks to find their Irish roots. I simply want to get out of the way up front that I married well. My wife's family, the Cowans, came from Northern Ireland, and yes, they are Anglican. Of course, I'm part of the O'Farrell, Marr, Carroll and Cleary clan that come from all over the place. And it's fantastic to be here. Can I acknowledge and just correct a couple of things? The New South Wales Labor Party are represented here today by Luke Foley, who also, like me, is married above his station. He married an Irish lass. And of course, the person in the room today who has the toughest job, it's not the Premier of the state. If he was here last year, it wouldn't have been the Prime Minister of the country. It's actually the coach of the Waratahs. and just for the benefit of Peter Brennan, his name's actually Michael Cheeker, not David Cheeker. Or if I was in Leinster, I'd be going, Mike check, 1, 2, Mike check, 1, 2. That was his nickname in Leinster. Can I say that I'm here today, as usual, to celebrate the great contribution that the Irish have made to this city and to this state for a hell of a long time. It's something that we ought to be proud of. You've made your mark everywhere, in sport, in business, and of course in politics. And I know within this room we reflect the Irish contribution to politics. On my side of the house, or the aisle, we've got John Fahey here, former Premier. We've got John Ryan, a former member of the Upper House, and of course you've got yours truly. On the other side, I see a number of people. I see Susan Ryan, I see Tony Kelly, I know the Keneallys are here, and I want you to know that, of course, on their side belongs the most notorious of the Irish to ever be in politics, Eamon Obed. Eamon Obed. Now, Peter tells me that can't be true because St Patrick's expelled all the snakes from Ireland all those centuries ago. But I know that has to be a myth, because Julia Gillard came from Wales and she hasn't got that skill. And it's great to see Kevin O'Rudd here as well today. Don't you just wish with what you hear out of ICAC that they'd actually manage the state's finances as well as they manage their own? Think about it. Look, it is... I genuinely do want to reflect in front of Tom Keneally, that great historian of the Irish contribution to Australia, to reflect on just how far we've come over the 225 years. We came firstly courtesy of free tickets provided by the British government, forced migration. We arrived here, we couldn't practice our religion, we weren't allowed to vote, and you couldn't run for office even if you could vote. And here we have Irish Catholic politicians running states like this. It is a remarkable story, made all the more remarkable in my case by the fact that my family fled Ireland in the late 40s and 50s of the 19th century, fleeing that terrible famine, coming to this country hoping not only to find food but to find gold. And I have to tell you, as you knew from a few years ago, they're much better at finding food than they ever were at finding gold. But there were difficulties along the way. Back in the 19th century, an otherwise great politician, Sir Henry Parkes, who pioneered public education in this state, had the temerity to organise the lynching of a bloke just because he took a pistol shot at Queen Victoria's second son. Just outrageous. Henry James O'Farrell was his name. And one of the great lies put around by the current Foreign Minister was that he was related to me. Can I tell you, not surprisingly, he died without issue. So we've come a long way. We've come a long way, and every step of that way there's been a contribution by Irish Australians. And that's why, Mr Burke, I occasionally get cranky when people seek to denigrate the contribution that migrants have made to this country. I met a couple of people outside who'd arrived here on 457 visas. If there's rorting of 457 visas, stop the rorts. But without 457 visas, I couldn't run a hospital system. 2,800 people in our health system, 1,000 doctors, 1,600 nurses, many of them Irish, actually keep our emergency departments and our hospital wards open. And that's true in many businesses across this state. So I want to thank you today. Actually, can I just say to those 457 visa holders in the room, I suspect come September your jobs will last longer. Can I just say to all of you, to all of us who are Irish today, all of us who want to be Irish today, thank you. Thank you for the great contribution you've made to this state, a state where we have 200 different nationalities in this city, where tonight when people go to bed, there are more people who have a parent born overseas than have two parents born in this country. A city and a state that is the multicultural success story, not just of this country, but of the world. And it's a success story because this is a place that's always offered opportunities to people who've wanted to come here. It hasn't mattered what the colour of your skin, what the colour of your hair, what your name was, how many dollars you had in the bank. If you came with a good heart and a good head, if you worked hard, if you applied yourself, you made a better life for yourself. And as you did that, you also made a better life in this country. And for that, I thank you. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Barry's been coming here a long time, and on behalf of the Lansdowne Club, we'd like to present him with something which he can give to Rosemary, which is 6 Waterford wine glasses.